Facebook familia. Brianna Lynn here. I am the Reverend Witch. I'm a minister, soul mentor, and student at the Earth Temple, and I've got something on my forehead. I'm coming to you live from my beautiful backyard. And I wanted to get on to have a little chat about something that has been floating around in my reality. This is Wild Woman Rhapsody number 74. Everything that I share here is truth for myself first, as it comes through me, filtered by me. So if you agree or don't agree, that's totally fine. I love to hear all of it. I'm not here to convince you of anything. Hi, Tom, it's good to see you. Hi, Sarah, it's good to see you. Please say hi when you come in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. The chat and everything has changed, so if you're chatting with me and I can't see it, it's because I'm doing my best to figure out how to do this thing. But thanks for tuning in. I want to talk today about the idea of being enough. This is a phrase. We get these phrases in our societies of what we need to work on as a collective. Hi, Monica. It's good to see you. And this one has been in the self-help community for some time. And I love people who dive deep into the subject of enoughness and how we as human beings are always enough and how we are inherently valuable and how we're beautiful and all of these things. And there has been a piece of this conversation that has been really challenging for me to actually sink into. Hi, Amy Jo. It's good to see you. Hi, Sammy. Good to see you, love. And this piece of the conversation of enoughness has been framed as a conversation around worthiness, around self-worth. And I think that's a little bit off. And I just want to offer a possibility here. And the possibility is actually you're not enough. And that I'm not enough. And that there's a deep truth in that. And I just want to sit in that for a moment. Because especially at this point in human history and where we're at, we're starting to see that we can't do this on our own. That radical individualism that we've been taught through corporate capitalism actually doesn't work. You're not enough. You're not. We're not meant to be enough on our own, that actually we need each other. I'm going to get into that in a moment. So this idea that we're supposed to feel enough in and of ourselves, I feel is actually part of the corporate capitalist model. And I'm not necessarily against corporate capitalism. I just think that it has been used way too much to cover way too much of our society and how we interact as human beings. And to actually sink into, I'm not enough, what does that actually mean? Well, for me, I am totally valuable, whole, complete, and worthy, and I'm not enough to build the dream that I actually want to live in this lifetime. It's going to require a lot more than me. The thing that we're not taught in school is how to build a good team, how to use our vision to inspire each other. What we're taught is you're enough. You can do it all on your own, and if you're good enough, you'll make it happen. Monica couldn't sleep last night, so she tuned into Sunday sessions. Yay! I'm so glad you checked out Sacred Sundays. That this thing that we've been tuning into of I'm not enough is actually very true. Like, you're not enough. And I'm not enough. We're actually not built to be radical individualists and just do it all on our own and figure it out all on our own. Luna, come girl. Got to make sure my dog stays nearby. And that this idea of that it's a value conversation, like I just need to value myself more and then I'll feel enough, actually is also a fallacy. That this part of us has been hijacked by corporate capitalism or slavery complex or whatever it is. And we've been taught that the problem that we feel not enough is still within us, that we have to meditate our way through it, or we have to, self-talk our way through it, or plant medicine our way to figure out how we can be enough and feel enough in and of ourselves. And I'm just here to say you're not enough. You can't do it on your own. You weren't meant to do it on your own. Neither was I. That we weren't meant to be radical individualists, and you're not enough. You're not enough to make the shift on the planet. You're not enough to share your own gifts on your own. That it will always require a team, and that's how it's built beautifully, right? A tree is not enough to grow on its own. It needs the ground, it needs the soil, it needs the mycelium to be able to connect to the other trees around it. A tree on its own, in its own environment, can't survive for very long. Even in a pot, it will start growing other microorganisms in order to create an ecosystem. We are animals that are part of an ecosystem, and you're not enough. And that's a good thing. You're not enough, and that's a good thing. That actually is here to help us activate this part of ourself to connect with each other. So during this time, one of the things that I'm really calling forward to be with spirit, to speak with the trees, to be in nature with, is how can I be a magnet and continue to ask for my tribe to come forward so that we can create together, and not create my vision together, but create our vision together, to really come together in a different way and acknowledge that you're not enough. Neither am I. And that's exactly how it was meant to be. We're not meant to do it on our own. We're not meant to blaze the trail, forge the path, everyone be a pioneer. And that's what's gotten us in this whole mess as it is. That everyone feels like they need to be a hero, that everyone needs to be a Nobel laureate, that everyone needs to win an Oscar. No. Do you know what it actually takes for someone to win an Oscar? That's a team of people. What it actually takes to be a Nobel laureate, that's a team of people. And in our culture and our society, we have overemphasized the individual achievements. And it's never an individual achievement. Any of those awards, every person who receives them truly, if they really receive them in their heart, knows that they couldn't have done it on their own. And yet in our culture, we award individual achievements. I would love to see a Nobel laureate Peace Prize given to a group of people, or for a group of people to win an Oscar. Like, it took everyone to really create this. And so I wanted to come on and just challenge this myth that you need to feel like you're enough. I'm challenging the myth. In the self-help world, in the new age spirituality world, and just the modern society world, that you as an individual are somehow enough and can make it happen. You're not meant to shift the world. You're not meant to save the world. That's a rescuer complex. That's the victor complex. And that's just more shadow ego telling us that we need to be someone or do something in order to create something significant on the planet. You breathing and being kind is more than significant enough. But you aren't enough on your own to really create a powerful impact, to really create the dream that doesn't exist yet, to create a human community where we're not hurting each other anymore, where all children, women, and all beings can walk around safely on every street in the world. That is the communal dream, and it cannot be done by individuals. It can't be done by a charismatic leader. It can't be done by a guru. It has to be done together as a tribe. All 7.78 billion of us get to come together and acknowledge that I am not enough, you are enough, but together we are the ones. Together we are the chosen ones. And that is the other side of the I am not enough conversation. So the next time you hear someone say, I'm not enough, I would validate that. You're right, you're not. You're not meant to be. That's not the end of the conversation. Yes, we are valuable as beautiful beings, as sons, daughters, and royal children of the divine. Absolutely. And in and of yourself, as a singular being, you are not enough to shift the planet. No, we've been told the lie that the king or the queen or the charismatic leader or the Jesus or the Mary Magdalene is going to lead us home and they're going to come from the sky and save us. That's not happening, people. That's never happened, and that's definitely not going to happen now. And the majority of the people who've shown up to help us wake up were murdered. Whether it was Jesus or Joan of Arc or Muhammad or Buddha or the countless other women, men, and others who've come to say, wake up, humanity. We are one human family. The majority of people who've come to help us wake up as individual leaders have been murdered. So don't set your sights on being an individual leader. You're not enough. We are the ones. And to sit in that and to no longer fight this part of ourself, you don't need to drink any more plant medicine. You don't need to do any more fixing meditations. You don't need to do any more mantras about I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. No, you're not. And that's a beautiful thing. That's actually guiding us towards the next step of evolution. The oneness, that all beings are one being. And you're not enough, because if you are only thinking of yourself, if I'm only thinking of myself and enoughness, I'm still not having the conversation around our togetherness. I'm still not having the conversation around how we can do this right now. I love that right now in all of this disconnection, you two are seeing the connection. Yes, that is exactly what's up. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, in this time of disconnection, what is the actual connection? We are all one being. And if it's a matter of our individuals feeling like enough, we are having the wrong conversation. You are not enough. We are the ones. And anyone who claims to be the savior or have the answer or have the access to the Galactic Council or have the answers for Jesus Christ or have the answers for government or have the answers, anyone who claims to have the answers right now, be very wary of, would be my invitation. Be very wary of anyone who's like, I've got the answers. I know what's going on. I know the answer to the government. I know the answer to 5G. Because in time of fear, the little mind clings to polarity. It clings to wanting to have answers. It clings to dogma. After the Black Plague, we saw the rise of the Catholic Inquisition. After intense amounts of plague here in the Americas, after the first rounds of colonization, we saw the intensification of the need for religious answers, right? So anytime that there is a global crisis, the response is for charismatic leaders to come forward and offer answers, albeit most of the time they are completely dogmatic and wrong. Because people get passionate about wanting to have something to cling to. And the invitation here from this wild witch is to lean into the unknown, bitches. I love you, but this is the time to be with the chaos, because that's actually where it's at. It's life force energy, and it can be scary as fuck. It can be frightening to confront ourselves in knowing that no one is controlling this thing. Not the Illuminati, not some God out in the sky, not some Jesus Christ keeping score of your sins, not some Muhammad who's going to come down and reign, not some Buddha who's making sure you're saying the mantras right. No one's keeping score of you. This is you with you with you. And this time on our human planet, there's going to be the tendency to want to have the answer. And everyone's going to come up with one, from the Christians to the New Age spirituality to the earth-based wisdoms. My invitation to you is listen to the ones that offer better questions than the ones that offer the answers. It's never about the answer. It's about the better questions. So you are not enough. That is 100% true. In my reality, in this way that I'm saying it, you are always perfectly enough. You are always beautiful and valuable. And you're not enough. That was specifically created as a part of humanity so that we could come together as tribe, because you're not enough. I'm not enough, but we are the ones. We are the chosen ones. Beware of the prophets who are saying they are the chosen one, because they're not. It's us. We are the chosen ones. Please share this video if it resonates with you, if it resonates with anyone that you know that would really love to tune into this or would love to be a part of this conversation. Please share this video with them. And if it doesn't resonate, that's totally fine too. I'm also open to any comments here that don't resonate with what I'm saying. I'm totally down for Socratic argument, as I like to call it. For those of you who don't know what that is, it means we tackle the issue together. You don't attack me and I don't attack you. There's no name calling, but we can go down the rabbit hole of the issue until eternity, because that's how I learn, is through conflict. And conflict is not a bad thing. It just means with friction. And I like having friction. It's also what gives us sex drive, right? A little bit of friction. So please know that if you're not agreeing with what I'm saying, I'm totally okay with that. And you're more than welcome to comment below, and we can have a Socratic argument, a beautiful discussion about that process. But I really want to emphasize, you're not enough. I'm not enough. We are the ones. You are not enough, and that is perfect. That is exactly how it's meant to be, because we as humanity are meant to come together at this time. And all times, we're meant to live in tribe. We're meant to live in small groups of people who want to come together and build something together. We're meant to live off of local food and live off of the local land and drink local water and be with each other together during the good times and the bad. That is actually what brings us humanity as joy. So if you're feeling a lack of joy in life, it is because we have been preaching radical individualism, especially in Western culture, for the past 400 plus years. And it wears us down. Radical individualism is exhausting, to feel like I have to do it all on my own. And I've been that one. I've tried to be the superhero woman. It's fucking sick. It's psychosis making to try to be superwoman. I don't want to be the mother and the breadwinner and the best of this and the leader and the one who always should. No, I want little pieces of many different pies, and I want other people participating with me, having other little pieces of all the different pies, and we create something together. I want to raise my children around multiple different types of adults so that they can see what life is like and receive feedback from people other than just me, other than just my programming, other than just my perspective. And this is how our earth peoples did it. This is how all indigenous peoples did it. My peoples, your peoples, our original tribal peoples knew that living together, working together was the joy of life. The joy of being. Their J-O-B was literally the joy of being. Now, I don't want to romanticize this time either. There was famine, there was still war, there was, lack of medicine, all sorts of things. So I really see this new age, this new coming forward of what is potential for us humanity is all that technology, all this beautiful advancement combined with the earth wisdom and magic and science and magic and coming together and having a baby and having a non-denominational playground and biodynamic farm and living community examples around our world with edible food forests and places where women, children, and all beings can walk around in their bodies fully safe no matter how much or how little clothing they're wearing. I want to create with you hubs of safety for the women and the children and all beings to walk around with however much or however little clothing that they would like to have. And I can't do this alone. I can't carry the torch and be the fucking Statue of Liberty for this vision. It's a vision that we all have. It's a vision that we all have to be safe and fully free. And to be exactly who we are, which is I am not enough and you are not enough, but together we are the chosen ones. Together we can create this. This is not a hippie pipe dream. This is not some unemployed rant. This is the deep vision that I've had since I was a little girl. When I was still a born-again Christian up in the cult system. I love Yeshua ben Joseph, by the way. I have nothing against him. Joshua. So next time that you feel like you need to be enough, mantra yourself or self-talk yourself back into I am enough. I am enough. Lean into my invitation to try on, if you're so brave and so silly as I am, I'm more silly than I am brave, is to try on I'm actually not enough. I'm not enough, and that's okay. That's actually what it's supposed to be. Exactly, Katya, a collective vision. Yeah, radical individualism will drain us all. What we get to step into is a collective vision. So I invite you to start sharing. What's your actual dream? Like on social media, there's so much shit going around. There's so much bullshit flying from every direction. I'm like dodging the bullshit. And so I've been off of, consuming social media in a big way, but I still get messages and I still see things that I'm tagged in. And so I've really taken a big step back these last couple weeks and have been meditating on a few different concepts and living from a place of more questions and less answers. And in this one has really come through. I was working with a dear ally, dear client of mine, a dear brother, and we were sitting in front of the fire and he brought up, this conversation of and I'm tired of feeling like I'm not enough. And what came through me was, but you're right. You're not enough. You were never meant to be enough. And the idea that we have to constantly work on ourselves until we feel enough is another form of the radical individualism rat race that has seeped into our spiritual practices. There's a lot of things from the individualistic corporate capitalism rat race that has seeped into our spiritual practices. And it's really important that we put on our critical lenses and look at the pieces that we've been telling ourselves of who we need to be and who we have to be in order to be considered spiritual. You are not enough, and that is perfect just the way it is. You were not meant to be the one. You were not meant to be enough. We were meant to do this together. Can I get some hearts? You know what I'm saying? Can I get some amens, hosha up in the house? Because this is really where it's at, my brothers and sisters and royal siblings. You are not enough. I am not enough. Together, we are the chosen ones. So my invitation to you on social media is to stop posting memes, or if it is a meme that it relies to your vision. What's your vision? What do you see before you die? If you're on your deathbed and life is good, life was good, and you don't regret leaving, and you feel completely a full yes, like it's time to die now, what is the vision of the planet that you're leaving? That's what a vision is. When I die, the legacy that I want to be a part of is I want to have created a place, a non-denominational playground where people of many different backgrounds, many different ideas can come and play and eat good food and put their feet on the land, and the women and the children are safe again and can be as naked or as clothed as they want, and they're still safe. That's my dream, is to live on that land. It doesn't exist yet. There isn't a place on the planet where my full physical naked body feels safe outside of my bedroom. And most of my house. I live with 3 men currently, and I feel completely safe, fully naked in front of them. But other than my own home, I constantly have to make sure that I feel a pressure from society to make sure that I'm navigating my body as a sexual being in this world out of fear of what could happen to me if I'm not controlling myself. Someone else could get attracted to me and rape me. And I'm done with that. So my invitation to all of you is to continue to be beacons on social media and start speaking your vision, speak your dreams. What are you here for? And start calling in the collective. I get people saying all the time, we want to be part of the Earth Temple. Check out theearthtemple.com. We're creating an online community and an in-person community. If you want to be a part of it, make sure you sign up for our newsletter, because this shit is about to rock. We want a collective vision of individuals who are ending the war within themselves, ending the war with other selves, and ending the war with the world itself so that we can live heaven on earth in this lifetime. That's our tribe. You don't have to apply for it. You just need to accept, I'm here to end the war within myself. I no longer want to be at war with myself. I no longer want to be at war with anyone else. And I no longer want the war to be happening on my planet. I'm complete with the wars. I'm complete with the wars that pay people's pockets. I'm complete with the wars that have women lose their safety. I'm complete with the wars where children go or become orphans. I'm complete with the wars where people are sent to the front lines. I'm complete with the wars in this lifetime within myself, with myself in between other people, and on the planet in general. And we can't do this by ourselves. We can't do this alone, by ourselves, in our homes, with our videos. It's cute. We are trying. We're doing the very best that we can. But it's time to tribe up. To really come together and say, I am not enough. You are not enough. And together we are the chosen ones. Please share this video if it moves you. If it doesn't, no big deal. As always, I love to hear your comments, whether they are in full agreement or you have something else that you would like to say. Again, a reminder, Socratic argument, my loves. You're welcome to attack the issue, but not the person, okay? And it includes if you disagree with someone and they go on attack, it does not give us permission to then attack them. And it's something that I have to work on in me. I'm working on the blue flame. I'm a fiery motherfucker. I'm a fiery mother. I've got a lot of fire in my body. And I'm working on that blue flame of love that just wants to burn away everything that is bullshit and help us return back to the love. Help us return back to the all beings are one being, and that we're not meant to do this alone. You are not enough. I am not enough. And we are the chosen ones. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Brianna. My title is Reverend Brianna Lynn. I'm the Reverend Witch. I'm a student. I'm a soul mentor, and I'm a minister at the Earth Temple, which is our non-denominational playground religion of one, your connection to source, the way that you define it. Make sure you're not doing harm to self or other selves, and calling in heaven on earth in this lifetime. So welcome to the newest, oldest religion. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many blessings your way, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for tuning in live. I feel you, and I appreciate it. Bless, bless. Love, love.